You're listening to the Run Pain Free podcast, brought to you by the Run Pain Free Academy, featuring biomechanics, athletic injury correction, and conditioning expert Jessica Marie Rose Lecchio.
Hey everybody, it is your girl Jessica from Run Pain Free, and thank you for listening to the Run Pain Free podcast, brought to you by the Run Pain Free Academy. Please go on over and make sure you are subscribed and get to RunPainFreeAcademy.com and get your running starter kit right now. Get yourself out of pain, running more efficiently, as quick as the next hour. Go on over there right now and get that done. And please share this podcast with your peers. Before we get any further, let me talk about what we're going to talk about today. And that is the actual story of the Run Pain Free Academy. And where we came from, how we got here, and where we're going. And let's get to it. So, people always say, oh, where'd the Run Pain Free Academy come from? You guys just came out of nowhere. And isn't that what everybody says about everything? And it's always that, no, we've been around for a long time. You might just be hearing about it now. We've been doing this for a really long time. Actually, the entire Run Pain Free program actually started as the Academy and then morphed into more real-time and interpersonal and in the physical space of New York City. And then throughout the years, it's grown online with online media, with the abilities to open up online, and it's morphed and evolved into what you're hearing now. So really, it's been out, honestly, for over a decade. When we first started the Run Pain Free program, we really wanted to take what we were doing here in New York City and cross the state lines of New York and go across the country. And within a very short period of time, we had clients in the UK, and we had an Olympian that we were helping from Canada who was living in between Canada and the UK, but was a Jamaican runner. So we really covered a lot of aspects of countries in a very short period of time. And just to show you the levels that we were able to accomplish way back when, this is before Instagram, all we had was Facebook and Skype. That's what we actually used. And Skype was really not that great. So a lot of the times we'd have to video ourselves and send it out, and then have the other person video them and send it back over in conjunction with writing emails, and really long step-by-step emails is how we got things out. Also, we had an amazing blog. We were writing every day, all the articles and the research to really get the word across to people on step-by-step how to actually find their pain and track it and map it. And that's what created our first book, our first ebook, was putting a bunch of our knee pain specific articles together. And we have the guidebook to knee pain on the Run Pain Free Academy starter kit. So again, it's one of many things in that starter kit that you get. RunPainFreeAcademy.com. Go on over there right now and get it. There's also tons of things in there, like there's a 10-minute foam rolling video. And these are things that have compiled over the years, that through thousands of hours of working and through thousands of study hours and hundreds of people that we've dealt with, that's where all of everything comes from on the Academy. And it went from just wanting to get information out, like we did in the beginning with like emails and not even email marketing, like direct actual emails on explaining step-by-step article type emails to our clients who were coming at us to our website. We were directly going to them that way. And then the more Facebook built out and allowed us to get out to more and more countries, we would get more of an influx of international people than even national people, to be honest with you. And we got into the UK, we were in Philippines, we were in Hawaii, we were in the Netherlands, we were in, even Australia has reached out to us. And that's the only thing that's hard with that, is that it's 24 hours, nearly different. So, but other than that, there's always been a way for us to communicate no matter what. Even if it is, I'll do a video, send it over, they send me a video, they send it over. And whatever we could do, we did. So now, 10 years later, we're able to just pop open FaceTime, get on WhatsApp. And the evolution that we've gone through online, from literally doing it, what they would call guerrilla online marketing, to what it is today, which is seamless nearly. It's grossly changed, and it's changed our ability to be able to help as many people as possible. And our mission we set out to do 10 years ago was to be able to give the Run Pain Free program to anybody in the world, not just in New York City. because what we found out way back then was that there are people all over this globe having the exact same runner problems as Americans, as New York City people. And the same gripe was, no one would help me. I couldn't figure it out. I'm being told not to run. I'm still being put in these stability sneakers. And it's amazing to me how much the myths have traveled all over the globe and how many people are hurting from these same myths. And so it's really us against the world. It's Run Pain Free against the world. And our mission is to get proper information out that's going to help runners. But it is complex what we do. So we do have to spell it out and write it out and make a step-by-step process on how to figure these pains out, which is what the guidebook on knee pain actually is. It's literally step-by-step. Touch here, move here, do this, do that, figure it out. And then along with that, it's busting these myths and misconceptions that people are listening to. Why you're using KT tape. All of that is because it's a myth and a misconception, and we bust all that. That's also a part of the runner kit on the RunPainFreeAcademy.com. There's a whole segment that we've dedicated to BS, because there's just so much of it. It just deserves its own segment. So that's really a lot of what the Academy started out as, and we've just got so much information over the years that it was everywhere, and we really wanted to bring it all into one all-encompassing spot. And little by little over the years, we were getting closer and closer to it, and we've just never given up. We've been so consistent, and we've been so on top of it and following with the times as well, growing with the times as well. If you go on the Facebook page of Run Pain Free and the Run Pain Free Academy, you'll see hundreds of videos that I've done over the years of going on rants about all of the things that are now master classes or that are myths and misconceptions. And they're more built out from these things that I was getting asked on a regular basis. And so whenever I hear the same question or I get too many of the same injuries, I would go online and rant about it. But the real issue is there's lack of education. And so after we were seeing all these hundreds of videos that I had been doing, it's like, where could we put these that would actually help people? Because I would get asked the same question about plantar fasciitis like 2 years after I did this huge video. And I'd be like, okay, well, go onto Facebook and I'll tag you in the Facebook video of what I did on plantar fasciitis. Like, that's what I was doing. And so when you look at all those things, you're like, no, this is just not efficient. And this is curriculum. And there's a way to actually teach this to people. And we just kept driving forward, and we kept following with the times. And we got through that came Instagram, and Instagram started to get really big, and we were able to touch even more people. And then we were able to do live streams the last 2 years, and being able to go live and have more questions and answers. And again, the same questions were penetrating, the same people were asking the same questions all across the globe. And so it was really like, okay, we really need to bring everything we've done, all of the marketing, all of the emails, all of the educational aspects, all of the tutorials, all of the videos, all of the blogs, all of that research, and put it into one spot. And our COO is the best in the business, and the CTO also is, he does everything, and really put together an all-encompassing, amazing curriculum site. And that is the Run Pain Free Academy, and I'm so excited to announce that it's going to be launching on February 1st, 2020. Everything I just said is in there. There is so much information. It has had to go through several platforms to get to where it is to be able to handle the level of information we're delivering. We want to make sure that we're thorough, but that we're also giving enough information where you can help yourself, even though it's complex. I'm not somebody who does general really well. I'm very specific. I'm person specific. Not the same name injury on two different people is not the same. Your injury of plantar fasciitis is totally different than the other person's plantar fasciitis because it's rooted somewhere. It just expressed itself that way. And so I really didn't want to make it hard for anybody to follow the curriculum, even though everybody's kind of different, but I still wanted to be able to help everybody all the same. And we were able to really find an amazing median to deliver information that is step by step, that has video tutorials, questions and answers, and accompany that with other people who have gone through very similar, if not the same thing, and where you're able to talk to one another in a relatable manner. Not on Facebook where you feel judged, or not on Instagram where you're trolled, but in a private, safe, legit community of people all over the world, not just here in New York City, not just in America, all over the world, that actually relate and want to get better. When you're surrounded by like-minded people who have, even though they have downsides in life, but they still pick themselves up at the end of the day and they want to feel better and they want to be better, that's when you succeed. That's how you excel. That's how you excel. It's when you're caught up around the oh, poor is me and oh, woe is me, and there's too much of that around you that you then become that as well. And it's hard to get yourself out of your own rut because that's the oh, it's okay is around you. It's very smothering in a way, and it's stifling. And if you really want to get past it, if you really want to feel better, if you really want to understand your body, if you really want to stop running in pain, if you really want to achieve new goals, then the Run Pain Free Academy is where you belong. We don't tolerate BS. We don't tolerate bullying. We don't tolerate judgment. We don't tolerate belittling. We don't tolerate that crap at all. I'm the most intolerant person I know. And none of that's tolerated. We are supportive. We are communicative. And we don't allow ourselves to succumb to anything. And everybody is supported and uplifted at the same time. It is okay to be emotional. It's okay to be worried and scared. But when we're giving you information on what that is that you have that's really scaring you, the fear actually goes away, because knowledge is really the difference between being scared and being okay. It's just knowledge, education. Once you understand what's going on with your body, it is a whole new world as to how you follow through from that point on. Now, there are two different types of people. There are some people who really only identify in pain and in agony. That's not somebody who is in the Run Pain Free Academy. That's a different kind of person. If you don't want to identify with an injury, then you belong in the Run Pain Free Academy, like me. I give myself as an example a lot often lately because I want people to understand that I actually know what it is to be hurt and down and out. And I never identified as someone who got hit by a truck, as someone who had a broken hip and a broken leg, as someone who had all her discs in her back bulging hugely, as someone who couldn't stand up for more than 20 minutes without excruciating pain down both sides of my hips and back and legs. I was more angry that that's what I was feeling because I didn't want to buy into it than I was hurt. Like that, I don't succumb to any injury, any health issue, ever. I find a way to fix it. I have done this my entire life since I'm 3 years old. I've had health issues my entire life. I've always found a way to fix it. It may take me 10 years, but I'm not giving up. I'm as persistent as they come, and I want to give that same energy to all of you. I want to deliver that to everybody because I know what it is to not only have to do that myself, but I do know what it is to not have any support in doing it. I never wanted somebody to do it for me, but not having support as I did it was really tough. And when I finally got support, I was like, oh my God, this is what support is? This is amazing. Everybody, I want to give everybody that little bit of support, of uplifting, of it's okay, you're gonna be fine. It hurts, but it's not gonna suck forever. That's what the Academy is. It's a level of education you're not gonna get anywhere else. You can't buy books anywhere that's gonna give you tutorials. There's no one-on-one type of information that is safe, that is tucked away from basic online media. It's not going to get stripped and dumbed down and all that stuff. Then you have a plethora, a whole community of people that you can reach out to that is real-time conversations. You have experts in there. You have captains in there who have gone through it. Then you have people who've actually gone through the online Run Pain Free program itself, who've never even seen me and have completely gotten through correction on their own, also in the Academy. And you have New York City people in there as well who have seen me. So there's so many aspects to the Run Pain Free Academy. It's insane what you get. Just for example, of all those videos I've done on on YouTube or Facebook. When we realized we really wanted to make them a curriculum and make them like break it down and step by step, just to give you an insight of what we've done with that, we have an entire foam rolling secrets video curriculum in this academy, which means we're talking body part specific. We're talking how you stick, how you roll, how do you ball, when do you roll, when do you stick, when do you foam roll, injury specific. We have even youth specifics. We've got body part and injury together specific. We have pre-roll, post-roll, you name it. Everything is broken down, and it really kills every aspect of this foam rolling like debacle online, which is hideous to even think about, that a professional of athleticism of any sort is ever talking about foam rolling in a negative manner. It just makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Biomechanics is driven by how your body's connected. If the tissue is restricting how your body's connected, guess what you have a problem with? Tissue. The only way you get rid of tissue is by foam rolling. And we go over all of that in there. Then talk about the plantar fasciitis. It is the #1 most common injury across the world in runners. Across the world in runners. However, people who aren't even active have plantar fasciitis. People who are not even active have plantar fasciitis. People who sit down all day long have plantar fasciitis. So it's not even just a running injury. So say you're a runner and you got plantar fasciitis. When you take this entire master class, we have loaded master classes, and I mean master class. I mean hours and hours of information, step-by-step tutorials of how to do this, do this, do this, step that. We are literally breaking it down step by step. I'm in the videos showing you how to do stuff. Other clients are in the videos showing you how to do stuff. All of that. You're gonna learn all this, and then your uncle who's 60 something years old is like, I have plantar fasciitis and I never move. You're gonna be able to be like, hey, this is what I just learned. It's actually very common. This, You're going to actually be able to run off your tongue with helpful information. No, you cannot diagnose somebody. No, you cannot heal anybody, but you are going to have educated information to give a peer. There is so much non-educated information going around to your peers that is injuring everybody. So many runners are injured by listening to other non-educated runners. I'm not saying it to be mean. It's just the truth. Think about whatever job it is you have. Imagine me, a biomechanics expert, giving somebody information on how to do your job. It's the same thing. There's a level of education people don't have and people need to be an athlete. You can get very hurt in this arena if you don't know what you're doing. And you can get even more hurt if somebody who doesn't know what they're doing tells you what to do. And there's a lot of that going around. So welcome the RunPainFree Academy. Get rid of all of the myths and misconceptions and the lack of education, and now you're an educated runner. Voila. Another one of our masterclasses, huge. The top 10 most common running injuries. Oh my God. I could really do an entire masterclass on each one of them, but I didn't. And I really kept it as short as possible, and it still was 2+ hours long. But I promise you won't be bored. You're going to have your notes. You're going to have your pad, your paper, your phone, whatever it is you take notes on, and you're going to have so much information because everything is built upon one another. And here's the funny part. I wasn't even really trying to do that. That's just how the injuries themselves showed up. The top 10 running injuries, we counted down from 10 to 1. And as I'm going through it, I'm like, oh my God, everything builds on one another. And I say it in the masterclass because that's how injuries progress into worse injuries. Because you're ignoring very blatant signs, but you don't know they're signs. And you keep ignoring it, and injury by injury by injury, you wind up broken. That's what happens. Well, guess what now? Now you got the RunPainFree Academy. Guess who's not ignoring little pains anymore? You aren't. That is the RunPainFree Academy. That is the power of the RunPainFree program. And it is literally the RunPainFree program in a platform that is safe, that is monitored, that is managed, and that is constantly being updated and fueled by information, by you guys giving, hey, I want to know about this. Hey, I want to know about that. Now you have a portal directly to us to say, I really need more information about this. We're going to be talking about nutrition. We do have an entire 60-day nutrition program that is being built out. And we're going to talk about how you learn how to eat as a runner, as weight loss, as both of those combined, as somebody who wants to put on muscle. I'm going to talk about all of it, because running isn't just going out the door and running with your sneakers. Running is about being able to eat properly, fuel properly, feel good, know what that pain means, understand that you're going to be in some type of discomfort or pain because you're an athlete, but it should never become anything because you have the education of the Run Pain Free Academy on your side, where you can just pull it up really quick and figure out what that pain means on that run, that I felt that part of my knee, or I felt that part of my back, or I felt that part of my shoulder. Why would my shoulder be hurting if I'm running? Well, now you know, because you took the Run Pain Free top 10 most common running injuries, and number 9 is shoulder pain. Like, these are the things I'm talking about. You have the Run Pain Free runner affirmations. Nobody knows the head of a runner more than you yourself, the runner. And whether you want to admit why you run to anybody else is your prerogative. But you know that why you run is very personal and it's very emotional. And when you start getting caught up with everybody around you, you actually start to forget your why. But your body, your physical body, never forgets why you're running. So the moment you say, oh, I'm going to run with you for that race. Yeah, I'll run with you for that race too. Oh, and hold up, I'm going to add that race to mine too. And then you're getting little aches and pain with all these extra runs you're adding to your already planned out year, your already planned out run schedule and race schedule. And now you're approaching your goals and you're in a lot of pain. Now your body is reminding you that you've been running for everybody else but yourself. And I'm going to remind you to come back and focus on me. That's what the pain is telling you. So the Run Pain Free Runner affirmations is there as basically like a quick guide to keep you in line with yourself. Get the noise out of your head that's around you so you can focus on the thoughts in your head that you need to work through. Your why you're running. Keep that close to you in your mind and your heart. Runners respect runners. All you got to do is be open and verbal about that. I need to do this run today for me. If you're going to run with me, please be quiet. Like I can't hear all of this today. Like I need a run session to run this out. The affirmations keep you in line. It reminds you of your ability. It reminds you of your will. It reminds you of what your body can do. And it also reminds you to pay attention to your body. If your body is telling you, please stop, I really just don't want to do this today, it's okay to say, okay, I got to go home. It's okay to say, I'm not going to run today. It's okay. You have to listen to your body, because your emotional pain while you're running will express itself in physical pain. 110%. And when a runner is injured, I have found with my 80,000 plus hours of running injury correction alone, that when a runner is injured, it's really just their emotional injuries that they've been running for, that they've totally put to the side, expressing themselves in a physical manner. That's all it is. Because immediately, after you first get your pains and you start going to every type of doctor and specialist out there that you can find, and you get no help, and you wind up in my hands with all hope is gone, and you're at your wit's end, and you're extremely emotional, and you're upset, and you're crying, which is the most common runner I get. That's when the real reason why you are actually running just literally falls out of your mouth. It happens all the time with everybody, male or female, fast or slow. It doesn't matter. So the Run Pain Free Runner affirmations is really built by not only us as experts, but the entire community of runners that we've helped over the years. Things that they've said, things that they've shared, the community has shared with one another that has really helped everybody stay in line and stay connected with themselves. You got to stay connected with yourself so that your run is about you. Running is not about nobody else but you. Stop running for everybody in the world, because no one's running for you. The minute you get hurt, they keep going. They're not stopping because you stopped. I know. I just gave you a second to think about that one. No one's stopping for you. So you need to run for yourself. It's nothing to be mean. Running is you against you. It's got nothing to do with anybody else. And the Run Pain Free Academy really makes it okay to do that. It's okay to do that. Get back to why you're running. Get back to your why. We also have how to plan that out, setting your goals, how to build out your schedule, when to increase your mileage, how to increase your mileage. All of that is coming up. We're also developing the beginner's guide to running a marathon. Everything you could think of, from nutrition to fueling to hydration to increasing mileage to pain part specific, how to get through little aches and pains. What do they mean? When do I stop? There's just so many things that we do on a daily basis here at Run Pain Free that we really want to take out of our heads and put it in a curriculum-based format. And we've really been able to achieve that, not only with the growing times and the expansion in media and how we're able to get to people, but the platforms that are out there for us to use and utilize in creating these types of curriculums and course programs. And the Run Pain Free Academy has really done, it's grown into that. And we've tested it here and there, and you may have even heard me mention it a few times on some of these podcasts, but throughout all of that, all the testing platforms, we've really been able to build out this platform that is huge. It is so filled with information, and we're constantly updating it. We have webinars coming out. We have master classes coming out, and we're really trying to make it very unique to the academy. It's not everybody's going to have access to this. It's really only to people who are in the academy, and that's something we really want to do. We want to make sure that the people who want to get help are getting help. If you don't want to get help, I don't want you wasting my time, and I don't want to waste yours at all. And I don't want you trolling me and my people. So I'm fine with it if it's just in the academy. I'd rather it be that way, because I really want to only help people who actually want to help themselves and be better, be efficient, be pain-free, understand athleticism, understand what it is to be an athlete, understand what it means to be a long-distance runner, and understand what it means to be a supportive peer. And that means not always allowing the next person to go bananas and berserk and being like, hey, calm down, let's get it together, we can do this, we can figure it out, what's going on. Nothing is incorrectable. Nothing is not fixable. Everything is. Everything is fixable. Long distance running, everything is fixable. Athleticism, everything is fixable. And you really have to go into it with that mindset. But it is your mindset that we have to talk about. And we really go over all of these things inside the Run Pain Free Academy. We really take a lot of it and put little spits and spurts into that starter kit. So I really encourage you to go on over there right now, RunPainFreeAcademy.com, and download the starter kit just to see a little bit of what we're giving out and have actual information about what is in there and kind of what you're going to get. But I mean, I'm telling you, you're not going to, the levels of masterclass that we're putting into this, it's insane. And that's something you actually have to look out for in webinars, and that's where you're going to see those master classes being talked about in their entirety and have the amount of information that are in there. It's just way too much for me to talk about in this podcast. I really wanted to talk about where we came from and where we're going with it, and how everything I'm talking about right now is literally having had pieced together from way back over a decade ago when we started out on this process in developing the eating plans, developing the online workout plans, developing things you can work out at home, being able to be a runner at home, correcting your injuries at home. Like, we started out doing this 10 years ago, and I'm so proud of how far we've come and sticking to it and learning more and growing and pulling everything in together to being in a space now where we have actual clients in the Philippines, Italy, Hawaii, Canada, Netherlands, New Zealand, Philippines, all over this country, California, Utah, Florida, New Mexico, Louisiana, Utah, I said Utah already, Washington, Oregon, Chicago, Massachusetts, Long Island, New York, everywhere you can think of, we have clients everywhere. And that's from being persistent, knowing our stuff, and delivering honestly with authenticity and integrity. That is what we've done here with Run Pain Free in the program, and how we've been able to take that program that we do every single day here in New York City and consistently do it across the country, across the world. And I'm so excited. I'm so proud of our product. I really am happy for you to be a part of it, to be listening to this podcast and know that it's at your fingertips to also have this information. RunPainFreeAcademy.com. Please continue to follow us on Instagram at RunPainFree_Academy. Of course, at RunPainFree Academy as well on Instagram. And RunPainFreeAcademy.com is where you're going to find all of this stuff, and the private community that is a supportive running global community. Just this past weekend was the opening of Run Disney, the Disney Marathon weekend, Dopey Challenge. If you don't know what that is, it's a 5K, 10K, half and full. that you run 4 days in a row. The goofy challenge is running the half and the full together, and then there's just the full. And we had runners from all over this country meet for the first time in Disney because of the Run Pain Free Academy. It was amazing, and I'm so happy for so many runners who have such a support wherever they go. There's always a Run Pain Free person wherever somebody goes to run, be it Zion, be it Big Sur, be it Chicago, be it the Vermont mountains, or it's Colorado mountains, or it's the Florida races, or it's Texas and Houston races. It's insane how there's always a Run Pain Free person to catch up with, to talk to, or just, hey, is there anybody going to be at this race from Run Pain Free? And I can say, yeah, there's actually going to be 2 people running it, and they can meet up, and if anything happens, someone has a stick and somebody knows how to roll somebody, or they have contact with me. One of them can get in contact with me right off the cuff if anything happens, if someone's really nervous. It's amazing. That is what we want to deliver here. That is what we've been working on for 10 plus years in terms of the Academy and online. And I couldn't be happier to deliver this at the levels we're delivering at it now, and the curriculum that we're giving is outstanding. It's just out of control, the amount of information we're giving. So I wanted to just get on here and talk about it, give you an insight to how much stuff is involved in it, the consistent add-ons that we're going through, and what we're going to be doing the next few years. Super excited. February 1st, 2020, RunPainFreeAcademy.com. Get yourself together and get educated. Thank you, everybody. Have an awesome day.
You're listening to the Run Pain Free Podcast, the authority in injury prevention and correction for runners, with running and athletic functional movement expert Jessica Marie Rose Leggio.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed today's show.